Nassim Taleb, I don't know if you like him or not. Have you read his
Black
book?
Swan.
Black Swan, Anti-Fragile, Skin in the Game. He says, if you want to go to page 8, Adam, page 8, he says, Bitcoin is worth zero and there's no evidence that blockchain is a useful technology. Black Swan author Nassim Taleb says this is a Business Insider story. He also said there's no evidence that blockchain is useful technology. In a new paper, Taleb laid out 4 key arguments against cryptocurrency. Bitcoin failed to satisfy the notion of currency without government. In fact, he said Bitcoin proved to not even be a currency at all. Number 2, Bitcoin can neither be a short nor long-term store of value. He used the famous juxtaposition of gold versus Bitcoin, which he said was poor comparison, to illustrate his point. And final 2 points, argued that Bitcoin is not a reliable inflation hedge, contrary to some analysts' views, and is not a safe haven for investments, whether meant to protect against government tyranny or other catastrophes. Thoughts? Do you agree or no? Are you more, yes, I agree with them, or are you more, no, I don't agree with them?
I'm more, the market agrees with him.
The market agrees with them.
Well, last I checked, it was not exactly 65,000 anymore. Look, somebody who was here in the office today, working with me earlier this morning, said, Danielle, I want to thank you. I said, why? She said, last time you were here in Florida, you said, I understand everybody likes to own cryptocurrencies, but take your cost basis off the table and just let your profits run. That way, if anybody ever asks you, you can always say, I never lost a penny.
Yep.
She's like, you saved me $3,000, and $3,000 is a lot in my world, and I just want to thank you. Because I let the profits run, but I took my cost basis off the table. Thank you, Danielle. And I said, anything
Good for them for doing that, by the way.
Good for... Yeah. Cell discipline is very critical.
Can you explain what cost basis means for somebody that's listening?
You put $500 into... You spent $500 on Bitcoin.
Yep.
And now it's worth $3,000. So you take the $500 off.
That's right.
And that way you say, I never lost a dime.
That's right. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. If it was volatile, fine. If it was speculative, fine. Whatever.
I'm good to go.
I didn't lose a penny. Call it a day. And so, you wake up, you look at your, she's not an investor. She's not going to follow Bitcoin. She said
let me give you the opposing side.
One day I woke up and it was like, damn, it went from 65 to 30.
A lot of smart people are saying it's going to get to $250,000. It's going to get to $1 million.
I hear
so
them.
What is more likely, Bitcoin to go to 1,000 or Bitcoin to go to $1 million?
I would say 1,000.
What are you going to say?
I think it's
up. You think it's?
I don't know. You asked the question. You asked the question to Danielle. Am I more likely to agree or disagree with Nassim Taleb right here?
Yeah. Well,
I'm taking the disagree side. Okay. Of this. So you interviewed Pomp.
Yep.
Anthony Pompliano.
Yep.
I had the opportunity to go down to the Bitcoin conference and interview him a couple weeks ago. Smart guy, sharp guy, similar age. We kind of vibed, and this is the type of thing that I think we need our Valuetainment. Someone like a Pompliano debating this Nassim Taleb character, and let's find out what the actual truth is right here, because this is just simply his opinion. Because based on what he's saying here, there's hundreds of thousands of people and maybe even dozens of experts, let's say, willing to debate every single point he made and why he's wrong. Like the fact that you can say that, okay,
99,000
that
are on my trophy.
blockchain technology, quote unquote, has not proven to, what does he say exactly? There's no evidence that blockchain is useful technology. Here's the debate that I'm basically bringing up. You constantly hear some of these cryptos, the Dogecoins of the world, or the Shimu Inus, or whatever. Maybe they're not here for the long stay, but you only hear that Bitcoin's not going anywhere, and blockchain technology is certainly not going anywhere. And these smart contracts and everything.
Nassim Taleb is a genius guy.
I'm sure he is.
His assessment's been very accurate over the years.
Okay.
So for a guy like that to make a comment, you have to give him credence. This doesn't mean you have to agree with him, but you have to give him credence on the argument he's making.
I agree. That's why we're talking about him. I agree.
I want to pose a question to both of you.
Go for
it. Let's look at the chart.
Yep.
Is Bitcoin a store of value the way you would think of a currency as being someplace you can store value?
Well, I'll use like the trending internet joke about Bitcoin to prove your point. Yeah, I bought Bitcoin. I got it at 35,000. Yeah, well now it's 31,000. No, it's 48,000. No, it's 22,000. And the definition of store value is something that stores value and stays around the same rate, right?
Stable. Stability
it's
is
stable.
The word.
So to be specific, no, it is not a store of value. However, let me just bring up one point and then go back to you, Danielle. If you said a year ago, Bitcoin went from 35 down to 33, oh my God, it went from 6, it's like it was at less than $10,000.
$9,000, yeah.
So what are we talking about here? It's skyrocketed over the last year. And the fact that it's having a bad few months, all right, and I'm sure it'll have a good few months in a few months. That's why they say it's so volatile.
So Larry Fink is basically BlackRock. I'm listening to him on Bloomberg TV this morning, and he's basically reiterating what Nassim said.
Saying the same thing as well. Yeah.
And BlackRock, I think they have like $8 trillion of AUM. They're ridiculous.
Yeah,
BlackRock is cream of the crop.
Yes.
Yeah. They're at the top. So
not to be confused with Blackstone.
Yeah. But here's the thing that we have to also realize as well and put some weight behind it. I own probably the best Zion Williamson rookie card, okay? And it's probably a card that's got legs to be a $5 million card in the next 24 months, okay? It's that good of a card. Zion jumps 46 inches. He's 285 pounds. He's 6'8". He's a beast. He's a monster. He doesn't want to be a Pelican anymore. He's not happy with the team.
Really?
He just announced it a couple of days ago, which means he probably wants to be traded to the Knicks sooner rather than later. He wants to go out and run with Randall. Let's just say he wants to be a Knick. He said it before. He goes there, say he does something special, okay? That's a $5 million card. I want to believe this guy's going to dominate because I have vested interest in him having an incredible career, right? But I also know that his body and his style of play could get him hurt to the point where that card goes from whatever I paid for $350,000, that card could go down to $150,000, $100,000, and I take a big hit, right? Okay. So a lot of people who are saying, yes, Bitcoin is this, of course, they have no clue what they're talking about. They generally own Bitcoin. And a lot of people that are saying, there's no way in the world Bitcoin's, there's no value that it has, they also probably don't own Bitcoin, right? So you have to kind of know the people opinions is also based exactly. Yeah. So the whole skin in the game touche, with him writing a book, Skin in the Game. So you have to also realize where people are coming from. So I want to hear it from the people that are in the middle, who are not in, that say I think it's going places, or who are in, who are not in, that are saying, who are in and are saying, I don't know if it's going to go anywhere. I'm just in there hoping that if it does, I'll make some money on it. But I'm not 100% sold on what's going to happen with this.
That's portfolio management 101.
Yeah.
If it's speculative, if it's volatile, then you limit it to 5%.
There you
Call
go.
it a day.
Yeah.
Let it ride. So put it on red.
There's a lot of smart people that are doing 5%.
Oh, I know.
Yeah. So there's a lot of people. So for the people that are Bitcoin, pro-Bitcoin, and people that are anti-Bitcoin, a lot of smart people that are saying, look, I don't know what's going to happen with this. Quite honestly, I'm not smart enough to figure it out, and none of us are. We're going to keep a little bit of money in there, but not a lot. And we'll see what happens.
I mean, I did a whole Bitcoin episode on Valuetainment economics, and basically I said, here's my 2 cents. Here's the bottom line. The big boys and the big girls in Wall Street, and they're putting somewhere between 3 and 8% into the crypto world. Okay, so let that be your guide. If you're going to put 5% of your investment strategy into Bitcoin or into crypto, cool. Don't put in more than you can lose. When I go down to these like Bitcoin conference a couple weeks ago, I asked the question, what percentage of your portfolio, of all your money, is in crypto? And you get these answers where 95% of all my money is in crypto.
Oh yeah.
Even our friend Gerard here, he says I'm over leveraged to the T on crypto, and they know. What about the
people where it's 100 plus, where they've taken on debt to buy Bitcoin?
Well, that's an aggressive situation. I mean, you're talking about those are believers. Those are believers. They think that cryptocurrency is the future, and you cannot tell them otherwise. And if they're right, they're the big winner. If they lose, they're out.
I mean, I think it hasn't. I don't think it's been stress tested. I mean, the only regulators that have clamped down really are the Chinese.
So if you enjoyed this little short segment from the podcast that we did, here's another short segment to watch. Or if you want to see the entire podcast, click over here. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.